So in the last class, we have seen LAQ of work power energy and some problems also we have solved related to that question. Now, next long answer we are going to learn. Okay. And this is, I am giving it as a second number, LAQ number 2. Okay. What is the question you see? Develop the notions of work and kinetic energy. Develop the notions of work and kinetic energy. And show that it leads to work energy theorem. It leads to work energy theorem. This is what your question. 8 mark. Right. Now, first of all, we will write the definitions of work and kinetic energy. Okay. So it is very simple. See here. First of all, I am writing the definition of work. It is defined as, what is a force into displacement, है ना? Or we can say the component of force along the displacement and displacement, है ना? Product of component of force along the displacement and displacement. So see here, it is defined as the product of component of the force, product of component of force in the direction of displacement and magnitude of displacement. Yes. Now see here, suppose this is an object, right? And this object, or on this object, you are applying force in this direction, right? So can you see this? See here, this is what your applied force. Now this block, this block moves from this point to this point here due to this force. Okay. Now, if we will resolve the component of forces, you see here, this is one component and this is another component. Yes. And let us suppose this angle is theta. This is F sine theta. And this one is F cos of theta. And now whatever this displacement is there, that is what, let us suppose D. Whatever this block has displaced, that is what D is. Now, if in this case I want to find work, W is equal to the component of force in the direction of displacement, we can say, which is that component, F cos of theta into this D. So can I write like this, F bar dot D bar? Yes, no, F bar dot D bar, as it is a dot product, you see F W is equal to what? F bar dot D bar, that is nothing but F D cos of theta. Understood? Yes. Okay, let's move ahead now. Now, what is the kinetic energy? What is kinetic energy? You write the definition of kinetic energy also. See here. Kinetic energy definition is what? The energy possessed by a body by virtue of its motion. We know potential energy is what? The energy possessed by a body by virtue of its position. Here kinetic energy is what? The energy possessed by a body by virtue of its motion. That is what? Kinetic energy. And see, example of this energy is what? Bullet fired from gun. A bullet fired from gun. And if you want to write formula for this kinetic energy, you know what is the formula? Half mv square. Clear? Okay. So this is what our definitions. Yes, no? You can see this page. I will send you later video also. You can write later. Listen first. See now. Next one. Now, work energy theorem. You see in this question, develop the notions of work and kinetic energy and show that it leads to work energy theorem. So that's why first we have written work definition, then we have written kinetic energy definition, then its formula. Yes, and now we are going to see work energy theorem. So see here, work energy theorem. Work energy theorem. Very simple statements here. The work done on a particle, by the net force is equal to change in kinetic energy. That's it. Change in kinetic energy. So now let's prove it. Let's prove it now. The work done on a particle by the net force is equal to change in kinetic energy. Means what, Ray? We have to prove something like this. W is equal to half m v square minus half m u square. Okay, this is what we have to prove. Or we can say in final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy, or change in kinetic energy. Just delta Ke also, if you will write, okay. This is what we have to prove. Now see, let's start proving this. So we know p square minus u square is equal to 2as. Yes, no? P square minus u square is equal to 2as. Let's call this as a equation number 1. Now just multiply on both sides with half m. Multiplying by m by 2 on both sides. What you will get? Half m v square minus half m u square is equal to half m into 2as. Now this 2 and this 2 will get cancelled, and therefore I can write like this, that is half m v square minus half m u square is equal to ma into s. Now ma is what, Ray? Force. Ma is force. S is what? Displacement. So therefore, can I write like this? Half m v square minus half m u square is equal to f into s, and which is nothing but w. Yes, no? Right? And therefore, what I am writing here, therefore I am getting Ke or Kf minus Ki is equal to W. What is that? Kf. Kf means what? Final kinetic energy. Ki is what? Initial kinetic energy. And this is what? Work, right? Yes, no? And therefore, can I write like this? Work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. Yes, no? So therefore, work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. Understood? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So note down fast or take screenshot. Anyhow, I am sending you later notes also, so don't worry. Finished? Yes? Do it fast.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Done, sir.
Now, one more LAQ from this chapter. So if this will finish, no, the chapters from the LAQs from this chapter will finish. So let's start. Now, let's see the third LAQ. What is the question you see? What are collisions? What are collisions? So first you have to write about collisions. Okay, what are collisions? Explain the possible types of collisions. So you have to explain types also. Explain the possible types. Explain the possible types of collisions and develop the theory. Develop the theory of one-dimensional elastic collision. Of one-dimensional elastic collision. Okay, so see, first we have to write definition, then its types, and then we have to develop theory. Okay, this is what your question is. So let's start from first, that is definitions. Okay, so first I am writing what is a collision. Okay, first we have to write what is a collision here. Now this is a first body and this is a second body. They are colliding on one another for very short interval of time. है ना? There is a strong interaction. है ना? Yes, but that is for very short interval of time. जैसे कि accident है ना? Interaction है, strong interaction है, लेकिन for very short moment of time, right? That is what collision we can say. Anything like that example you can consider. So now that is what only I am writing here. A strong interaction. A strong interaction. A strong interaction between two bodies. A strong interaction between two bodies that occur for a very short time interval. That occur for very short interval of time during which redistribution of moment redistribution of moments redistribution of moments occur ignoring the effect of other forces. Ignoring the effect of other forces. Okay, so one more time you see a strong interaction between two bodies. There is a strong interaction between two bodies for a very short interval of time, and during which the distribution of moment occurs. The distribution of moment occur and neglecting what? Neglecting other forces. Okay, neglecting any other forces. We are not considering any other forces. Okay, This is what your definition of collision. If you will write this definition, you will get 1 mark. Got it? Now, what is the second part of question? You see, explain the possible types of collisions. Okay. What is the next part? Explain the possible types of collisions. So let's explain that part. So first one, that is head-on collisions. What are the types? First one is what? Head-on collisions. Head-on collisions. Now, head-on collisions means what? See here. Now, suppose this is a surface and this is a body, and suppose now this is moving with some velocity, this is also moving with some velocity. Okay, and now they are colliding, and after collision also, if their velocity is something like this only, after collision also, if their velocity is something like this, that is what? Along a straight line, है ना? Along a straight line, that is called head-on collisions. After collision also, their velocity is in that direction only, or in straight line, we can say, in straight line. So see, if the velocities of the colliding objects, if the velocities of colliding object before and after collision, are along a straight line, such a collisions are known as head-on collisions. If the velocities of colliding objects before and after collision are along a straight line, then it is called head-on collisions. Understood? Okay, if the velocities of colliding objects before and after collision are along a straight line, then it is called head-on collisions. Next one, that is oblique collisions. What is next one? Oblique collisions. Now see here, what is oblique collisions? Understood? No? Yes or no? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Right. So listen now, what is oblique collisions? Now oblique collisions means बिल्कुल reverse, है ना? इसका उल्टा. If velocities are not in a straight line. Yes. If the velocities are not along the straight line, such a collisions are called oblique collisions. Okay. Now you understood head-on collisions, you understood oblique collisions. Next one, elastic collision and inelastic collisions. Okay, collisions are of two types. What are those? Elastic collision and inelastic collisions. Let's see what are those on next page. See here. Now collisions are two types. Collisions are of two types. Okay, and what are those? First one is elastic collision. This is very important. You have to write this, and that is also carefully, because sometimes you may commit mistake here. You may confuse in elastic and non-elastic, or inelastic we can say. Yes, no. So you listen carefully. See here, elastic collision. See, in elastic collision, okay, what remains conserved? Both linear momentum and kinetic energy. Okay, the collisions in which both linear momentum, you know, linear momentum is what? P is equal to mv. Linear momentum and kinetic energy, are conserved. Are known as elastic collision. है ना? The collisions in which both linear momentum and kinetic energy are conserved. That's it. You write this much only, enough. Understood? Now, next collision type you see, that is inelastic collision. Inelastic collision. Now see, this is inelastic collision. And what is the definition? In the first elastic collision, both was conserved, hai na? Now here, only linear momentum is conserved. Okay, the collisions in which only momentum is conserved, only linear momentum is conserved, not the energy. Okay, take it fast, take this screenshot. The collisions in which only linear momentum is conserved is called inelastic collision. Okay, right. Now, what about examples of elastic collision and inelastic collision? So see here, I am writing one example each. So here for elastic collision, example is what? Collision between nuclei and fundamental particles. Collisions between nuclei and fundamental particles. In inelastic collision, what is the example? Collision between collision between bullet and its target. Bullet and its target. So see Ray, how we have taken this. Okay, how we have considered these examples, because where both are getting conserved, that is what, this only, yes, no, and where only linear momentum is conserved, that is this bullet and its target. So according to that we have written the examples, right? Okay. So ठीक है, चलो, let's start. One dimensional elastic collision. Now see, one dimensional elastic collision. From here it is very important. So many of you are unable to write this question due to little derivation. Okay, one dimensional elastic collision. Now see, first I am drawing the diagram, listen carefully. See, now I am considering two spheres. Listen, this is the first sphere, and let us suppose first I will draw all the spheres. And this is small sphere which is in white color, and then they are colliding somewhere here, they are colliding. And after collision they are moving with different velocities. How they are moving? With different velocities. Okay, can you see now? Understanding. See here, the first sphere is having mass m1, second sphere is having mass m2. Okay, and mass is not going to change. So here also m1, m2, this is m1, this is m2. Now initially this m1 is having speed, let us suppose u1, and this m2 is having speed u2. This is u1, this is u2. And after collision they are moving with different velocities, and let us assume that m1 is moving with velocity v1, m2 is moving with velocity v2. Okay, right. Now, so first is before collision. This case is what? Before collision. Before collision velocity is u1, u2. Okay, this is during collision. During collision, and this one is after collision. After collision. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now let's move ahead. Understood the diagram? Very easy. Initially, M1, M2, they are moving with velocities U1, U2, and during collision, we have not mentioned any velocity. After collision, what happens? Because it is very short interval, and then after collision, M1 is moving with velocity V1, M2 is moving with velocity V2. So let's move ahead. It is very easy, but just little lengthy. Understand? So let's move ahead. Now see. So see here, how to write theory part in your own words. You just explain about diagram only. See here. You can see this diagram. So what you can see in the diagram? There are two spheres, M1 and M2. They are moving with initial velocity U1 and U2. And after collision, they are moving with velocity V1 and V2. That's only you have to write. Yes, no. This only you have to write in sentences. So see here. Consider two spheres of masses. Consider two spheres of masses M1 and M2 moving with initial velocities U1 and U2. See how much easy sentence, है ना? Consider two spheres of masses M1 and M2 moving with initial velocity U1 and U2. U1 and U2. Okay. Now see next line. What I should write, Ray? They undergo one-dimensional elastic collision. Yes, no. Second line, you see, you divide your answer into small lines. Okay, so that it will be very easy while writing. Okay, and no one will cut your single mark also. So that's why always divide the big para into small sentences, the way you want, the way you will understand. Got it? So see, they undergo one-dimensional elastic collision. They undergo one-dimensional elastic collision. One-dimensional elastic collision. Second point also finished. Next point you see. And after collision, the final velocities are V1 and V2. Can you write like this? Simple, no. After collision, they move with velocities V1 and V2. You can see in the diagram, whatever you are observing, that only you write in your own language. Okay? Own language means not in Telugu. Okay? Own sentences you say, you have to write. Okay? Right. So let's move ahead. Now, see. Now this is elastic collision. Yes, no. Right? Elastic collision. So in elastic collision, what will conserve? Both, hai na? What will conserve in elastic collision? Both, no. Momentum will also conserve and kinetic energy will also conserve. So therefore, see what I am writing here. From conservation of linear momentum. From conservation of linear momentum. Now let's go back to the diagram. You see here, initially what is the momentum here? M1 U1 plus M2 U2. Yes, no. What is the initial momentum? M1 U1 plus M2 U2 before collision. After collision, what you will get? M1 V1 plus M2 V2. Yes, no. So momentum before collision is equal to momentum after collision. That is what conservation of linear momentum. Therefore, I am writing Pi should be equal to Pf, and therefore M1 U1 plus M2 U2 should be equal to M1 V1 plus M2 V2. Okay. So momentum before collision should be equal to momentum after collision, and that's why M1 U1 plus M2 U2 is equal to M1 V1 plus M2 V2. Now what I am doing, this V1 term I am transferring here and two terms I am transferring here, all one terms. So that's why M1 U1 minus M1 V1, understood? What I did, this I transferred here, is equal to M2 V2 minus M2 U2. Yes, no? And now what I am doing, I am taking M1 common from this. If I am taking M1 common, what I am getting? U1 minus V1 in the bracket. And this side, if I am taking M2, what I am getting in the bracket? V2 minus U2. Let's call this as a equation number 1. Any doubt? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, till here any doubt? You can write here in the bracket if you want, momentum, total momentum before collision. If you want, you can add this point. Total momentum before collision is equal to total momentum after collision. Okay. So this we got equation number 1. Okay, right? So just initial momentum and final momentum. M1 U1 plus M2 U2 is equal to M1 V1 plus M2 U2. Hai na? You can see here. M1 U1 plus M2 U2 should be equal to M1 V1 plus M2 U2. M2 V2. So, and then we have transferred this 1 terms here. So M1 U1 and this M1 V1 we have transferred it. That's why minus. And this M2 V2 is already here. This M2 U2 I have transferred here. That's why it is minus. Just M1 I have taken common from this side. Then U1 minus V1. M2 I have taken common from this side. What is left in bracket? V2 minus U2. Okay, right. Now, as this is elastic collision, again kinetic energy will also conserve here. Yes, no? So from law of conservation of kinetic energy. Okay, from law of conservation of kinetic energy. See here what we are getting. Initially, half m, or shall I write that sentence again? Initial kinetic energy, total initial kinetic energy should be equal to total kinetic energy after collision. So total kinetic energy before collision should be equal to what, Ray? Bolo bolo. Total kinetic energy after collision. Okay, right. Take it fast. Later, I am going to send you all this PDF. Total, I am going to send you. Don't worry. Yesterday also I sent. See here. Total kinetic energy before collision should be equal to total kinetic energy after collision. So see now. What is initial kinetic energy? Let's go back to the diagram. Half m1 u1 square plus half m2 u2 square. Yes, no? In this case, you see half m1 u1 square plus half m2 u2 square. This is what initial kinetic energy. After collision, half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square. So let's write that. So half m1 u1 square plus half m2 u2 square is equal to half m1 v1 square plus half m2 v2 square. Yes, right or wrong? Check it. Now u1 1 terms again I am taking here. So half m1 u1 square minus this term I am transferring here. So half m1 v1 square is equal to this term I will transfer that side. This term I will transfer this side. So what I am getting already, it is here half m2 v2 square minus this term here half m2 u2 square. Now see, throughout if we will take common half, if I have taken common half from this part and cancelled, see here this half will get cancelled here everywhere, है ना? Means from both sides particularly. So what is left part right now? m1 u1 square minus m1 v1 square is equal to m2 v2 square minus m2 u2 square. Agree? Everything is right? Understood? And if I am taking now m1 common from this, I am getting like this u1 square minus v1 square.
Yes.
And this is equal to m2 common from here, v2 square minus u2 square. Okay, let's call this as equation number 2. Yes, no? This is what? Equation number 2, right? Now you see here we got equation number 1 something like this and equation number 2 something like this. Let's divide these two equations. Okay, so dividing equation 1 and 2, dividing equation 2 by 1. What we are doing? We are dividing equation 2 by 1. So let's divide. See, m1 u1 square minus v1 square is equal to m2 v2 square minus u2 square and divided by what is equation 1 re bolo bolo? m1 into u1 minus v1 and here it is m2 into v2 minus u2. Check it. m1 into u1 minus v1, m2 into v2 minus u2. Yes, no? Understood? Clear? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now this m1 cancel, m2 cancel, and here what I am doing, this a square minus b square na, a plus b, a minus b. Yes, no? right? So I am expanding this term. So what I am getting, see, I am changing color again. So now here, this is a square minus b square. So u1 plus v1 into another bracket u1 minus v1 divided by u1 minus v1. This step everyone understood? Please tell.
Yes, sir.
Next, v2 plus u2 into another bracket v2 minus u2 divided by v2 minus u2. Now let's cancel these terms. This and this will get cancelled. Here also this and this will get cancelled. Okay, what is left now? See here, u1 plus v1 is equal to v2 plus u2. This is what left here now. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Now we got like this, that is u1 plus v1 is equal to v2 plus u2, and if I am taking u terms one side, u1 minus u2 is equal to v2 minus v1, है ना? v2 minus v1. Let's call this as equation number 3. So let's keep it in a box also, these all equations.
Yes, sir.
This is equation number 1, 2 and 3, which I have kept in a boxes. Very easy. Just we have to use one time momentum, conservation of momentum, in second time conservation of energy, and then third time whatever left part is there, u1 and u2 you take one side and v2 and v1 one side. So now see, so what is the conclusion here? Therefore, relative velocity of approach, relative velocity of approach, velocity of approach before collision is equal to relative velocity of separation after collision. Okay, got it? Yes, understood.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now see, what was the question? What are collisions? Explain the possible types of collisions and develop the theory of one-dimensional collision. So we have to develop the theory, है ना? So till here we have done, that is relative velocity of approach before collision is equal to relative velocity of separation between the or after the collision. So now, so see here, this up to this we have derived, and now next part. See, last equation I got, that is u1 minus u2 is equal to what I got, v2 minus v1, right? v2 minus v1. Now I want to substitute this v2 value, then from this can I write like this? You see, u1 minus u2 plus v1, can I write like this? Yes, no, just v1 I have transferred this side, so u1 minus u2 plus v1. Now from equation 1, what is equation 1? m1 u1, yes, no, minus V1 is equal to M2 into what you got? What you got? U2 minus V2 na? What is in equation 1? Tell me. V2 minus U2, right? V2 minus U2. Now can I substitute here V2 value? Yes. So see M1 U1 minus V1 is equal to M2 into bracket V2 value I am substituting U1 minus U2 plus V1 minus this is U2. Agree? What I did, just I substituted this V2 value, you can see here. Just this V2 value I have substituted here. Clear? Here you can see V2 value how I got. Okay. Right? Now. So what I am getting, you see, I am multiplying now. Multiplying the bracket M1 into U1 minus M1 into V1 is equal to, this also I am multiplying, see, M2 into U1 minus M2 into U2 plus M2 into V1 minus M2 into U2, right? Now this you see M2 U2 and this M2 U2. Can I add? Yes, no? So if I will add that to what I am getting, M2 U1 minus 2 M2 U2 plus M2 V1 and this side M1 U1 minus M1 V1. Okay? Right? Okay, so now see what I'm doing. I want velocity V1. I want V1 value. So V1 terms I'm taking one side and this term this side. So see this I am transferring here. So minus M1 V1 minus M2 V1 is equal to M2 U1 minus 2 M2 U2 and minus this is M1 U1. What I did, see this term I have transferred here and this term I have transferred this side. That's why this plus became minus here and this plus became minus here again. Understood? Clear? Okay. So now next step, you see, if I am multiplying with minus sign, so I am getting something like this. M1 plus M2 into V1 is equal to minus sign I am multiplying. So what you are getting? M1 U1 plus 2 M2 U2 minus M2 U1. Multiplying by minus, है ना? What I did? I multiplied by minus sign. Okay. Yes, no. Now let's see here. Next step, I am taking this U1 common from these two terms. See here, I have taken U1 common from these two terms. I am getting M1 minus M2 here. Plus, this is what? 2 M2 U2. Okay, understood. And this side I am keeping as it is, M1 plus M2 into V1, right? तो चलो अब V1 का वैल्यू चाहिए मुझे. I want V1 value. So therefore V1 is equal to U1 into M1 minus M2 divided by this M1 plus M2 and plus this 2 M2 U2 divided by M1 plus M2. I got what value? P1 value I got. Yes. See, M1 minus M2 into U1 by M1 plus M2 plus 2 M2 U2 by M1 plus M2. Okay, got it? No? Understood? Clear? Similarly, now what you have to do? Similarly, again you see this V1 value is there now from this equation. Similarly, now V2 value we have substituted, V1 value we have calculated. Now V1 value we will substitute and we will calculate V2 value. V1 is equal to U1 minus U2, U1 minus U2 minus V2, and this is what? Minus V1. Just I transferred here, see, or shall I do one more step? Tell me. Ye dekho, I am doing this step. See, we have U1 minus U2 is equal to V2 minus V1. Now I want V1 value. So this V1 I am transferring here. So U1 minus U2 minus V2 is equal to minus V1. Multiply with minus, what you will get? V1 is equal to V2 plus U2 minus U1. Something like this you will get. Yes, no? V2 plus U2 minus U1. Understood here? And again you substitute this V1 value in this equation. From equation 1, if we will substitute the value M1 into U1 minus this V1 value. So V2 minus U2 plus U1 is equal to M2 into V2 minus U2. Clear? Understand? Just this V1 value we have substituted. Minus V2 minus U2 plus U1 after multiplying with minus sign. Now again what you have to do? Multiply M1 U1 minus M1 V2 minus M1 U2 plus M1 U1 is equal to M2 V2 minus M2 U2. Yes, no? Understood? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now see here, what we got? M1 U1 minus M1 V2 plus M1 U1 minus M1 U2 you got, and here it is M2 V2 minus M2 U2. So see, if you will see, these two terms are same only now. So can I write like this? 2 M1 U1 minus M1 V2 minus M1 U2 is equal to M2 V2 minus M2 U2. Okay, let's go to the next page. So see what we got last equation. 2M1 U1 2M1 U1 minus M1 V2 minus M1 V2 minus M1 U2 minus M1 U2 is equal to M2 V2 minus M2 U2. M2 V2 minus M2 U2. M2 V2 minus M2 U2. Clear? Okay. Now, what we got, you see? 2M1 U1. And if I will take U2 common from this, 2M1 U1. And this V2 I am transferring here now. Minus M1 U2. This term I am transferring here. Okay. 2M1 U1 minus M1 U2. And this is equal to, or this term I will transfer here. Which one? This M2 U2. Wait. So see, here you will get plus m2 u2 is equal to m2 v2 plus m1 v2. Check karo. Check it once. What I have transferred. This m1 u2 is there na, m1 u2. Yes, it is here only. Okay. Next, this term I have transferred here, and this term is here. Okay. And this term went here. Agree with me? Understood? Okay. Right. Now let's move ahead. 2 m1 u1 2 m1 u1 minus, I am taking u2 common. What is left रे? Minus यहाँ पे m1 और यहाँ पे minus m2 आएगा क्या? चेक करो. When I am taking u2 common, minus u2 common, you see, minus m1 u2 you are getting, plus m2 u2 you are getting. सही है ना? Check करो. Right? Is equal to m1 v2 plus m2 v2. Right. Now okay, see now I am taking common v2 from here, m1 plus m2 into v2, and here 2 m1 u1, this minus u2, and again I am taking minus common and I am writing m2 minus m1. Is it okay? Minus common लिया और m2 minus m1 लिया. Okay, तो मुझे कुछ ऐसे मिलेगा 2 m1 u1 plus u2 into m2 minus m1. Is it okay? And this is m1 plus m2 into v2. Right now, now just m1 plus m2 you transfer here and you are getting v2 value like this, 2 m1 u1 divided by m1 plus m2 plus m2 minus m1 into u2 divided by m1 plus m2. That's it. Okay, this is what your velocity is. Let's call this as equation number 4. 4 ये ना, 3 ये 4 है. This is 4 and this one is 5. This one is 5 you make. Okay, this equation is equation number 5. This CLAQ only you have to keep patience. Okay, this CLAQ only you have to keep patience. Now, if case number 1, if m1 is equal to m2, then equation 4 becomes v1 is equal to u1. You see equation 4, m1 is equal to m2. This will become 0, hai na? And here m2 m and m plus m2 m. So this will get cancelled and you will get v1 is equal to u2 only. Understood? Yes. Case 1 क्या है? If m1 is equal to m2, then v1 is equal to u1, and equation 5 here only you substitute m1 is equal to m2, then m minus m 0, this term will become 0. Here 2m1 by 2m by 2m, 2m to m cancel, you will get what? v2 is equal to u1 है ना, यहाँ पे u2 आना चाहिए, राइट? देखो this term, u2 will come. So v1 is equal to u2 and v2 is equal to u1 if m1 is equal to m2, and therefore two spheres exchange their velocities. Two spheres exchange their velocities. Got it? Okay, so let's stop here. I will send these notes as well as I will upload this video on YouTube. Don't worry. Okay.